Hi, I'm Judy Franks.
Marty Core.
And we are the co-faculty for IMC 466, Global Perspectives in Asia. And we'd like to tell you a little bit about the course. The course is themed, How is IMC Different Here? And its intention is to give students an opportunity to compare and contrast what is consistent with IMC both philosophically and practically across markets, and what is unique to specific areas around the world. Marty?
Yeah, perfect example of that would be Colgate-Palmolive, who recruits our students heavily and has classroom projects here in Evanston, but also we visit with in Hong Kong. And in fact, they roll out the red carpet for us during this trip. We usually meet with the division president, their Asia division president of Colgate-Palmolive, and take us through some case studies, and our students work on projects. And let me just tell you, the dental hygiene business and the consumer insights in Asia are completely different than here in the US. And so that'd be a perfect example of a global perspective, which is what this trip's all about. One brand, if you're a global brand, you've got one brand, but it might have completely different positionings or marketing communications. Think globally, act locally, we hear often. So those are the kind of things we look into on this trip.
The trip is actually structured to enable students to customize their experience, because when we look at the broad question of how is IMC different here, we can explore it from the lens of consumer insight in terms of what makes certain consumer segments unique in a market versus what values are truly universal. We can also focus on marketplace conditions. So what is the state of big data in a particular market, or government regulation, or the state of the media landscape? And then thirdly, we can explore this question by looking at corporate culture. So with Marty's example of Colgate-Palmolive, it's fascinating to look at global companies to see that interplay, if you will, between a global headquarters versus a local office versus specific companies that we go and visit that are headquartered directly in one of the Asia markets. Now, the other thing, this isn't a trip per se, but it is a full credit-bearing course. So the course is set up where students will have an opportunity to review curriculum in advance of the trip and also meet with subject matter experts from both within the university and in industry before we go on the trip. Then the trip itself is organized. It's about 12 days long. Yeah. This year we are going to Hong Kong, Shanghai, and Tokyo. And the trip is a combination of company visits, cultural curricula, and then also free time to enable students to pursue their own research as well as to explore the markets on their own. Then when you come back from Asia, there's an opportunity for post-trip reflection with your fellow classmates, as well as independent research and analysis. The final deliverable for the course is a white paper on a topic of your choosing. So the course has a bit of a capstone feel to it. And then you work with one of us as a faculty advisor to refine your research, and then you present your final findings, if you will, both in person, either live or via Web Connect, as well as by submitting a white paper on your learnings. So the fun thing about this course is while it has a universal theme, how is IMC different here, there's enough flexibility to allow each student to tailor their experience to their particular area of interest.
And importantly, it's student run. We are the co-faculty, but it wouldn't happen, this trip couldn't happen without a very active student leadership committee that we just met with minutes ago on every aspect of the trip, both air travel, inter-Asia travel, hotels, meetings, and also then the companies we're visiting with. We're real pleased the way that's coming together. Colgate-Palmolive, I mentioned, Hasbro, Fleishman-Hillard, Isobar, which is Dentsu's digital marketing agency. This is in Shanghai. TBWA China. There it's interesting. We're meeting with Milo Chow, who's the Chief Strategy Officer and two-time Purple, two-time Medill alum. Two-time Northwestern alum from Medill and from Kellogg. So he's Chief Strategy Officer in Greater China for TBWA, you know, a great agency, great clients, McDonald's, Adidas, etc. So that's going to be a wonderful visit. Interbrand, we have many alums there. In Tokyo, we're going to be meeting with Dentsu again. In Tokyo, they're the agency for the 2020 Olympic Games. So that's going to be fascinating to dive into that, how they're marketing that around the world as well as in Japan. Google, and a couple other possible company visits in Tokyo. So yes, it's a combination and an integration of the companies, their consumers, and cultural immersion that in most cases is related, in some cases just pure cultural, because we're on the other side of the world and want to take full advantage of being there.
Please continue to check us out. The course is unique every year that it's delivered, but the theme and focus of the course remains the same. We look forward to having you join us in a future quarter. Take care.
Thanks.